First and foremost, I think there is absolutely no way we win this game without the passion of this crowd. I mean, and I was telling our team that because they were looking back at me a few times, and they were tired, and they were a bit on fumes, but they didn't all believe. And I'm saying it's a tie game, and young players a lot of times, they don't understand how hard it is to win. And then you go, and this is something that we preach a lot, and we've got to keep growing into it because we did not play that good a game. There were times we were getting pounded on the glass, we were giving up open shooters, those type of things. But there's a couple of things. The game is always giving you something, and you got to figure out what that is. And the other part of it is players play to play, tough people compete to win. And there's so many times that guys, they come up through their life, and there's always another game. All right, we lost at 10, okay, we play at 6. We won at 10, all right, we play at 8. And it's so different now. Every game, the possessions, especially against the really good teams like SMU and what we're going to see really the rest of the way here, it's so important that you do not get your head down. And it's going to take a while. You wait.
Okay.
It's going to take a while for them to understand that. Because we got 9 freshmen over there. And we've got some upperclassmen that haven't won a lot of consistent games or won games like that. Like Greg McGarry said, it's been a very long time since George has won a game like that. And it's a huge win because we had to learn how to believe. And that's not a corny statement. You have to earn your belief. So you have to get stops, make big plays, get rebounds. And that's huge. And the end of the game, with what Severe did, Severe is so valuable to this team in so many different ways. Did not play a perfect game, nobody did. But at the end of the day, we had a play call we were saving, and it had a double high pick and roll, and we wanted him to operate. And they were doing a great job of their switching, so we wanted to get a potential slip. We put Tyree Crump in the action, which we usually don't do. And we wanted Severe to create, and we had 2 guys in the corners that could cut and play. All we needed was a bucket. And Severe is one of the best layup makers I've ever been around. And can get better, especially with his right hand. But one of the best layup makers I've ever been around. So for him to get in that lane and make a play, he's been there a ton of times. There's no doubt about that. He's been there hundreds of times in those situations because of his DNA and the way he's been raised as a person and as a player. And so we're very comfortable with him making a decision. But the other options were that Anthony or Tumani would be in a cutting situation. And Severe made the right play. So very fortunate, and again, so thankful for our crowd. So thankful. They never let down. I mean, they never let down, and it's so great when you can not only hear them but you can feel them, and that's what's like one of those football games, right? I mean, you can feel that crowd, and I know we don't have as big a place, obviously, but when you can feel the crowd like that, and you can feel it as a coach, it just absolutely invigorates your players. So it was a team win, it was a program win, but it was also a passion of a Georgia fan base win for us.
Is that a Yogi Ferrell play there?
I run that with him. Yeah, I don't give a play call, but it's something we've always just kind of saving it, right? And again, I've run that since my Marquette days. But it's not that complicated. But it's just a matter of where you've got people. But Severe made a great read. He made a great read. He split the trap, I think, and he made a great read.
Talk about his DNA, like you mentioned ago. He taught, I guess what you have to about when he's in that kind of situation. He's got the kind of quick. He doesn't lose anybody out there who can keep up with him.
Severe?
Yeah, Severe.
Oh, he's extremely quick, as is Anthony, and we just got to get Anthony to go more, like to really, really attack and drive. And Jordan Harris brings us a burst now, having him back. And when we mix it up with Tumani like that, Tumani, for the people that are going to match up with him, he's got a burst. Right, but we got a lot of guys did a lot of good things. I'm really proud of the way Ray responded tonight because it wasn't going well for him, and very, very easy to get your head down, and he did. He bounced back, and Tyree Crump bounced back in that situation and knocked down that 3. There's so many big plays in the game. When you got a game like that, this was truly a 50-minute possession by possession game, and so there's gonna be a lot of big plays inside.
You answered this to some extent about Severe, but at the end of both the overtimes and regulation, Anthony didn't touch the ball a lot, but the ball was in Severe's hands.
Well, see, here's the thing about that, and that's that. I was very. It's been a rough week on the stomach because we've got to get better. Like at Arizona State, there was way too much we settled, didn't attack, didn't go through the paint. And there were times that it happened to us in the first half tonight. And we can't do that, right? We're not good enough to do that. We have to offensive rebound the ball. We have to cut and get layups. We have to cut and get fouled. We have to get drive and kick threes that come from a lot of different locations, especially inside out. And inside out may mean the pass to the post and then the kick out, or it may mean the ball just drives into the paint and then gets kicked out. But that's how we have to play, right? But because we don't have that low post guy that's just going to dominate this. We don't have Nick at 7 foot that can just see over everybody and make all these different plays with that ball, right? So we don't have that. And the thing about Anthony really does a really good job with Severe. They all play off of Severe. But Anthony's he's grown to be very comfortable with that because he knows Severe delivers the ball. And what Anthony has grown, and it's got to continue to grow. I mean, every one of these guys have got to continue to get better, and from top to bottom. But Anthony moves better without the ball when he's down in those corners, wing areas, especially when Severe is in the game.
You mentioned Jordan Harris. How much was he able to impact the game tonight with some of those burst plays?
Oh, I think good. I mean, you never know what's going to happen with a guy in his first game back. And I thought he did some good things. He's got to really we've got to become a better rebounding team. There's no doubt about it. We were struggling with our post defense early. We've tried to change some coverages. You know, when you have a young team and you've been through the different situations that we've been through, you're going to make changes. I mean, and we'll make more. I mean, we don't have a system of this is what really works for us yet because we haven't been together that long. Okay, so not having Jordan, you know, for those 9 games impacts that because he had been here last year. So getting him integrated back in is important. Not trying to make things happen that aren't there, but using that burst, getting his defensive ability. He's going to have to rebound this year. And like I said to him yesterday, you know, you've never really been that good at rebounding. You've also never really been a senior, right? So let's go put them all together this year. You know, those type of things. And I've said all along, we've got to be a team rebounding, gang rebounding team, and a guy like Jordan can help add to that. But we got a long, long way to go to get better. But to get a win like this tonight for how hard they work against that good of team and that well coached a team, and to find a belief that you didn't know was there, okay, even when the game is tied, all right, was a big, big step for a young team.
Tom, what does it mean to get a win like that? I know in Maui you had a chance against Michigan State. This one could have gone either way to get a quality non-conference win.
Yeah, I think it's huge, right? I think it's huge. And there's always games you'd like to have back, right? What we've got to do and where we're behind, and we learned a lot about this, where we're really behind right now is situational basketball. I'll give you an example. We're doing situations the other day. I've got a group in. We have 7 versus 7, so it's 2 teams, 5 on 5, obviously, when we're on the court. But I start the one team down. So we're a minute and 47 seconds left, okay? And the team that's down is down 7. And I'm saying, we don't need threes. We don't need threes. We need to get to the rim. We need to stop the clock. Like they're looking at me like I got 3 heads, right? Young guys say, oh, I got to shoot a jumper, or I've got to do this. They don't understand how long the game is. And they don't understand a lot of times how to lengthen the game, how to stretch the game. And that's what we've got to continue to learn. We're behind in those areas. You know, with more of a veteran team, you're ahead of the game more because they've got more experiences and they're better in situations and they're better with their confidence. But we have so many things that we've got to do to get better at inside of the game before the situations even arrive that we're behind in there. And we've got to continue to work to get better there. And that's the answer to your question, because we don't understand, like, the game is long. Like, that thing got to 2 at Michigan State. There are still plenty of opportunities, but we didn't make it a possession-by-possession game once we started to shoot some jump shots. Now we're playing catch-up rather than playing possession-by-possession, and there's a big difference. There's a big difference, and that's why this was so huge.
2 more questions?
You talk about finding that belief. Do you feel like maybe a young team?
I don't know if we found it. We found it tonight. You know, it's not. It takes a long time to build a habit. You know, we got to, whether it's 21 days, 30 days, depending on what self-help guru you read. I don't know, right? But I know we got to build. We got to learn.
When they find that tonight and it ends up in a win, do you feel like a young team maybe grows up a little bit when they see the results?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I don't know how you don't, right? But that's part of coaching, right? It's part of coaching is getting. That's why you got to constantly recruit winners. You got to recruit competitors. You got to recruit guys that have won, whether they were football players, baseball players, soccer players, guys that have a belief in winning. Because when you get to college, it's a whole nother level of what you got to deal with, because they're over there doing everything they can do to win too. So it just takes time. But I mean, it's a great feeling for them to see them come back mentally to win the game, and especially the way that we did. And really, again, just so proud of Severe to make the read that he made. And he does a lot. And what did he play tonight?
You talked about
35 minutes. So that's a big play to make when you're 35 minutes, and got his knee cut up when he slid into the ground. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Sorry, you talked about the crowd. What do you expect Monday night against Georgia?
Big crowd. Yeah, I know our tickets are there. I don't think we have that many tickets left. I expect a huge crowd. They're having fun. How do they come tonight and not have fun? It's nerve-wracking, but they made a difference, right? And I'm not trying to cheerlead in here. I mean, I said it on the radio. I tried to shake every hand I could out there, right? We don't win it without them, and that's real. It's not. It's not fake. I mean, it's you need a home crowd, right? And we're getting it. And so I hope they come back out again for Monday night, because we really need it. We're going to need it again when Austin Peay comes, and we're certainly going to need it when Kentucky and Tennessee come in early January.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you.